Hey guys, I am back with my February wrap-up for the Crafty Goals with Amalia 2020 collab. I'm just bringing you what I accomplished in February. I'm still working on the projects that I started in February, in part because it took me until the beginning of February to finish my January projects. Have I mentioned I'm a slow crafter? Because I'm a slow crafter. So I have found in my crafting that I feel like I have this pattern of like 1 month I'll be super productive, I'll make a lot of stuff, I'll use up a lot of stuff, and then the next month I feel like I've done very little, and that seems to still be playing out now. I was super productive in January, but I feel like this month, in February, I just kind of dragged a little bit. I still got some stuff used up and done. Maybe it's because it was old stuff. What I decided to do, if you were following me last year, I was trying to use up a bunch of fall and Halloween stuff from my stash. I didn't use up quite as much as I had wanted to, but I did leave some of it out to come back to because it was almost finished. I had been participating in Bourbon Creek Crafts' Happy Fall paper pad collab. Basically everybody who had the Happy Fall paper pad from Recollections. It was a hot buy paper pad from a couple years ago, and everybody who had that pad was trying to get it used up. And I did a big, ridiculously large, not so mini album with it, and that's about all I got done last year because I spent so much time making this stupidly big mini album. I'm very proud of it, but it did take up a lot of time. So then after that mini album was finished and I moved on to like Halloween crafting, I was left with one full sheet and then like a bunch of scraps and cut aparts and whatnot from the paper pad. So I just put that aside. I didn't put it away because I'm like, it's almost finished, I just want to finish it. And then I also had a couple of collection kits of Halloween stuff that was almost done and it was pretty much down to scraps. So I put those three aside as well to use them up. And I was going to move on to a brand new paper pad in February. And then I was like, you know what? This stuff's just sitting here waiting for me to finish using it. I might as well use it up now, even though it's totally not seasonal crafting. I'm sure the project share will get even less views than my project shares normally do because it won't be seasonal in the slightest, but the stuff that I'm trying to finish up will be finished up. So that was my goal in February, was to finish up this one 12x12 paper pad and these three 12x12 collection kits that were remnants. So that's what I've been working with this month, and I don't know if that's partly why I felt like the month dragged, because I was working with stuff that I had just been working with a few months ago. It wasn't fresh to me, it was all scraps, which I mentioned before I struggle with. It felt like I didn't do as much as I know I had done, also because I'm still not quite finished them yet. That's probably also frustrating me. But anyways, let's get into what goals I hit or didn't hit in February. So as you can see here, I did use up that one 12x12 paper pad. Again, it was down to one full sheet and a bunch of scraps, but I did finish it up. I have like a very small handful of scraps left that I am in the process of using, so I consider it done by now, because I'll either use those scraps or I'll recycle them, one or the other. The same with these three collection kits. Again, mostly scraps, used most of it up. I'm down to the last handful, and then those will be officially done too, so I just counted them as done in February. And I'm just reminded as I'm standing here talking to you that I should clarify. I realized when I was editing my last goals video that for those of you who are new, I have not explained this to you yet, that very loud, very annoying banging you're hearing is the exposed pipe in my kitchen that goes to the furnace. If you go back and watch my October daily videos, I think I explained it in another video as well. I live in a basement apartment and my landlords had to have their furnace replaced, and for some reason the new furnace systems that are out there involve a pipe that goes directly to the outdoors to vent. I don't know where they were venting before, but they had to put a pipe somewhere through my apartment, and they decided to put it in the kitchen, which is fine, except this is where I film, and holy crap, this thing is loud. I've gotten used to it as far as day-to-day living, but holy crap, it's loud when I'm filming. I do not know if it will get better when the air conditioning starts. Obviously, when the heat is not running, it's not going bang, bang, bang. But I think this pipe is also attached to the air conditioner. I could be wrong. I don't know if this banging will be happening in videos forever until I live somewhere else. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I am enthusiastically slapping my hands on the counter while I'm filming. I'm not. It is the exposed pipe in my kitchen going bang, bang, bang. And I'm sorry because I know it's annoying as hell. But yeah, like I said, finish those collection kit, that paper pad, those collection kits up. I also managed to get through 2 card and envelope sets. I made a lot of cards because I had a lot of scraps, and I had gotten these, I can't remember if I did a haul video, but I found them in a grab bag at, I think, Value Village. And in this grab bag, I think there might have been some other crafting items, or it might have just been these two sets. One was white and one was cream colored, of pre-cotton scored card bases with matching envelopes. I think the bag was like $2 or $3, and each of the sets was 50 cards. They were both open. I don't know if any were missing, but they were pretty full. So I basically got 100 or something, or close to it, pre-made card bases with envelopes for $2 or $3. And they're a weird size. They're like 5 by 6.5. Because I was trying to use up these scraps as quickly as possible, making larger cards was a good idea, so I did manage to finish out both of those sets, which is great. Moving on down to here, I also used up 4 little composition books from the Dollar Tree that I had picked up quite a while ago to do something with and never did. And I used up one 5x7 and one set of 3 little mini ones just to kill some Halloween paper. I did a little bit of decluttering and organizing this month, but not too much. I only used Nevernote once. YouTube, I still hit my goal. There are 4 weeks in February. I got 6 videos out. Not nearly as good on Instagram, and worse on Facebook. I'm sorry, Facebook. Still only one collab, but that's okay. And then this is a little awkward because I have to hold the book because it's bumping into my lights, but I did actually do something related to an Etsy shop, which was, I just went through some of my projects and pulled out the ones that I feel are good enough to sell, which is more than I did last month, so that's something. Moving on to the second 2-page spread of my chart, I did finish off my final pack of little gift boxes. I had mentioned in my previous project share of gift boxes that I had a pack of black ones, and since I was working with Halloween scraps, I thought that worked out well, so I finished that off. I sucked even worse at YouTube comments in February. I just did one big reply dump towards the end of the month, and I'm ashamed because I didn't realize just how far behind I'd gotten. I was like 3 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks behind, and I feel really bad. So big goal for March is to try to actually keep on top of that instead of sitting there and replying to like 20 comments at once. And yeah, I don't know why I'm so antisocial now. I'm not proud of it. I've already said that, but yeah. Did a little bit more work on Pinterest. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to utilize it as opposed to just repinning stuff for fun. And again, it's not official yet, but if you want to follow me there, it's Canadian Paper Junkie. But I followed a couple of people and I repinned some stuff and whatnot, so I just marked those down. I did add one more organizational item to the chart. It's not so much crafty related. It kind of is. In that, like I've mentioned before, my craft space is also my living room and my dining room, my office. It's all the same space. So basically getting my apartment in order in general is a big goal for this year. So what I decided to do was this. I've seen people talk about it before, where you're doing like one pile of crap or one mess in your living space a day. I didn't really succeed, but I got one thing. I cleaned my desk. It's something. And then these two, I just put the adhesive and the blades that I use up. I just put them there because you'll see in my breakdown of what I used up, that counting what I used, it gets be a bit of a pain. It's kind of easier to see sort of just at a glance. Like I went back, I put this in February obviously, so I just went back and wrote down the counts for how much adhesive and how many blades I went through. And then the same here. I think I might have used up 2 blades and just forgot to break them down. This is probably my most embarrassing / pathetic update, and then I really haven't added much since last time. I think all 3 of these were here at the end of January. It took me until sometime in February to finish all of those Valentine's cards, so that's why I have a little thingy there. And then I don't have anything put down for February just because of how I craft. I'm not going to call it done until it's done. I have a bunch of stuff that's like 95% finished, but nothing actually got finished in March other than these Valentine's cards, so that's why there's literally nothing here. Once I finish those projects, this list will get longer, I promise. Something I am much prouder of is the fact that I've already used up this layout for the stuff I've used up in 2020. It just occurred to me, I said I was going to do some updates for the end of January, since I had to film before the end of January. So this is everything I used up in January. I did do a total, which does take up some space, but I've also made up a layout for later in the year that is different than this. Hopefully will take up less space. So in January I used up 16 favorite boxes, 5 ATG rolls, 2 Westcott blades, 3 6x6 paper pads, 2 score tape rolls, 4 bundles of ribbon, 1 Fiskars blade, and 1 12x12 paper pad. And then in February I used up less than 5 times adhesive, so I used up a Tombow Dot Runner refill for ATG rules. Embellishments times 1 is the 5-pack of wood veneers, the hearts that I used. I used up the 2 sets of cards and envelopes, 4 composition books, 1 12x12 paper pad, and 3 collection kits, and as far as I know, 1 Fiskars blade, but it may have been 2 blades. I don't remember now. And then again, I had written down here like Happy Fall paper pad with scraps, Trick or Treat collection kit from My Mind's Eye with scraps and embellishments, Apothecary Emporium collection kit from Echo Park with scraps and stickers, and then there was sort of a homemade kit of just random fall and Halloween papers that I had put together that I got at Dollarama, I think 2 years ago. Those were all made up as a little homemade kit, and I used that up as well. Spending, I did much better in February. I didn't do any other shopping in January, thankfully, after I believe this was already on my list last month. So as you can see, my total for January was $130.97, which is stupid when I'm supposed to be on a very low spend. Did much better in February. I went to Dollarama and I got some more Valentine's stickers because they put some out right at the end of like the season, basically. I picked it up on February 4th. And there's this glitter paper that everyone was buying that I looked at, didn't think I was going to get, but it seems to be pretty thick. So I did pick up 1 set to try. That came out to $13 even. My subscribe and save order from Amazon, which was 2 packs of ATG tape and a pack of envelopes. The price went hella up for some reason. So like you can see here, last month, January, it was $26.28. February, it was $35.71. What? And the ATG tape is still up. It was $7.75 for 1 pack, and now it's like $11.25 or $11.75. I don't know what happened, but yet the envelopes went back down in price this month. Like they went up to like $11 or $12 in February, to the point that I was considering canceling that part of the subscription for March. And then in March they went back down to $8 and change. So I don't know what happened. So that was annoying. And then the only other thing that I picked up, and I did share this on Instagram, on February 25th, I was at Dollarama and I found a 6x8 Product Life album for $4. So I wanted to pick up more than 1. I was good. I had 2 in my cart. I put 1 back. And that was the only crafty item I bought, was this one 6x8 Project Life album, because when are you ever going to find a 6x8 ring-bound album that you could do pocket pages in or whatever else for $4? So it was $4.52 after tax. So in February I only spent $53.23, which is less than half of what I spent in January. Be awesome if I could do that again in March, maybe even do half of this. We'll see what happens. And then just as a little preview, even though it's already into March, I did decide to go this way with my chart. It's going to take up a lot less space to write down what I used, so then if I do totals, it will do a lot less space, and then I have year to date, just what I've used up thus far, just to keep an eye on it. Hopefully having all this extra space will mean that I will not fill up the spread quite as quickly, and I'm planning to do that for the stuff I made and the spending spreads once the original ones get filled up as well. That's where I am so far with my goals for the end of February 2020. You can ignore that this says March. Ignore it. Like I said, I feel like I was less productive, I think because of these cards are dragging on, and cards don't usually take me this long. But I do know, I used up all the stuff that I had sitting out that were leftovers from the end of last year that is now used up, which I'm happy about. Now I'm going to move on, once I finish up the last few projects, to the paper pad that I was hoping to use in February, because it is a relatively new pad to me. I got it on clearance last year, and I have been chomping at the bit to play with it ever since, but I got it like, I think right before all the seasonal crafting started, so I put it aside. So I'm looking forward to playing with that and making some mini albums and stuff, as opposed to just cards. Yeah, I feel like I was less productive. I don't know if you look at this, do you see like I was less productive? I'm sure it looks that way on my stuff I made layout, because, you know, I didn't write literally anything down. It's a little, looks a little bit sparse there. But I also know I've got a bunch of stuff that's almost ready. I've been putting off filming this video because I wanted to finish those projects and then film the project share after I filmed this video. Obviously I needed to get this filmed so I could come up today. So yeah, so you'll see those project shares hopefully soon. I don't feel like I was as productive as I would have liked, but I did use up some stuff that needed to get used up. I did do some decluttering. I actually did one whole thing that gets me one whole step closer to opening an Etsy store. I guess that's it for this follow-up for this month. As always, everyone who is involved in this collab will be linked below, and I do want to apologize to the ladies in this collab. that I have barely been active on your videos. I am very sorry. I had promised I'm watching everyone's. I'm actually planning to rewatch everybody's January recaps very soon, so hopefully I'll comment on those I haven't commented on, and I will try very hard starting this month to actually comment on everybody's videos and not just watch and like them. But yes, everyone will be linked below in the description. You can also follow along on the hashtag CraftyGoalsWithAmalia, and I hope everyone is having a great day, and I will see you soon with some more goal bashing. Goodbye!